Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Assembly Bethesda On Air. I am your host, Hayne Fogarty, and today we are diving into Psalm 107, 4 through 6. We will spend some good time unpacking what it means to wander lost in the wilderness and how God steps in when we call on Him. Grab a comfortable spot, maybe a notebook if you like, and let us explore this together. The verses paint a clear picture. Some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. They were hungry and thirsty, and their lives ebbed away. Right away, you feel the weight of that wandering. It's not a quick detour. It's prolonged, disorienting, exhausting. Let us talk about what wilderness looks like in practical terms. It's those stretches where direction disappears. You try one path, and it leads nowhere. You try another, and hit the same dead end. Energy drains, motivation drops. The things that usually satisfy leave you still empty. This is the desert experience the psalm describes. The people here cannot find a city to settle in. They need stability, community, rest, but it stays out of reach. Hunger and thirst hit on multiple levels. Physical needs mix with deeper soul longings for purpose and connection. Lives ebb away, meaning strength slowly fades. Each day blends into the next without clear progress. Sound familiar in our busy world? Now the shift happens. They cry out to the Lord in their trouble. Notice it does not say they had everything sorted first. They did not need perfect words or strong faith. Just honest cries from a difficult place. That is powerful. It shows God meets us where we are, not where we wish we were. And the response? He delivered them from their distress. Deliverance here is active. God pulls them out, guides them, provides what they've lacked. He leads them to a place where they can settle. The wandering ends. Relief comes. Fresh strength returns. We can apply this across many areas. Career paths that feel circular, relationships that leave you drained, health battles that wear you down, spiritual dry spells where prayer feels flat. All of these qualify as wilderness. The common thread is that sense of being lost without easy answers. Yet the psalm offers hope every single time. The pattern is consistent. Trouble arises, cries go up, deliverance follows. It repeats because God stays faithful. His love does not run out in the desert. In fact, it often shines brighter there. Let us expand on the idea of crying out. This is not complicated. It can be a short prayer in the car, a quiet thought during a tough moment, or longer conversations in the middle of the night. The important part is turning the heart toward God instead of staying stuck in the loop of worry. When deliverance arrives, it looks different each time. Sometimes it is sudden provision. Other times it is gradual guidance, one step at a time. You might receive wisdom, comfort, or practical help through others. The key is recognizing God's hand and giving thanks. This passage sits inside a larger psalm that celebrates multiple rescue stories. Each group faces unique troubles, but the solution stays the same. Call on the Lord, receive His help, give Him glory. It builds a strong case for trusting God, no matter the situation. For those listening who feel currently adrift, hear this clearly. The wilderness does not define you. It is a season, not a permanent address. God knows exactly where you are. He has the map and the resources to bring you through. Keep calling out. Keep watching for His answers. We could talk for hours about how this truth has shaped faith across generations. People in ancient times, people today, all find the same comfort here. It levels the playing field. No one is too far gone. No desert is too wide. God's deliverance covers it all. Let us go back to the verse again and sit with it a little longer. Some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. Imagine that feeling of constant movement without a rival, no home base, no place to put down roots. That kind of instability affects everything. Decisions get harder. Joy feels distant. Even simple tasks take more effort. They were hungry and thirsty. Hunger in the wilderness is not just about missing a meal. It is the deep ache for meaning, for satisfaction that lasts. Thirst is the longing for refreshment that only God can truly give. And their lives ebbed away. This paints a picture of gradual weakening. Hope leaks out. Energy seeps away. But then comes the cry. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them from their distress. This turning point is so important. It reminds us that God is listening, even when we feel alone in the sand. He does not require a certain level of spirituality before He responds. He responds to honest need. Let us consider how this applies to daily work life. Many people wake up and head into jobs that feel like circling the same dunes. Projects stall, goals seem unreachable. Colleagues or bosses add confusion. The path forward is hidden. In those moments, the invitation is there. Cry out. Ask for clarity, for strength, for open doors. God can deliver you from that work distress by giving new ideas, better focus, or even a shift in opportunity. Now, think about relationships. Friendships or family connections can enter wilderness seasons. Communication breaks down. Misunderstandings pile up. The closeness you once felt drifts away. It leaves you hungry for real connection and thirsty for understanding. Instead of staying lost in that relational desert, cry out to the Lord. He can bring healing words, softened hearts, or renewed commitment that leads to settlement and peace. Health struggles often feel like the longest wilderness walk. Days blur together with appointments, fatigue, and uncertainty. Strength ebbs away as treatments or symptoms take their toll. The city of full health and vitality seems far off, yet the same promise holds. Cry out in your trouble. God delivers in many ways, sometimes through medical breakthroughs, sometimes through inner peace that sustains you, sometimes through community support that carries the load. Spiritual wilderness times come too. You want to feel close to God, but the prayers seem to bounce back empty. Bible reading feels dry. Worship lacks the usual spark. This is the soul wandering in wastelands. Hunger for God's presence grows stronger. Thirst for His voice intensifies. Lives ebb away in the sense that spiritual vitality fades. The remedy is still the same. Cry out. Tell Him exactly how you feel. He meets you there and begins the deliverance process, often restoring the joy of connection step by step. The beauty of Psalm 107 is how it shows this pattern over and over. The psalm includes several groups who faced trouble and received rescue. The wilderness wanderers are one example, but the message echoes throughout. God is the rescuer. He is reliable. Let us keep unpacking the emotional weight, anger at the circumstances. The psalm does not ignore these feelings. It acknowledges the struggle and then points to the solution. That honesty makes it so helpful for real life. Practical ways to walk through wilderness seasons include staying rooted in Scripture, like this one. Read Psalm 107, 4, 6 regularly. Speak it out loud. Let the words sink in. Another way is to keep a simple list of times when God has shown up before, not for dwelling on the past, but for building confidence in future deliverance. Rest is important too. The desert drains you, so find small ways to recharge. Quiet moments, walks in nature, deep breaths, whatever helps without adding more pressure. And when you can, take small forward steps. Do it. Even tiny actions can break the cycle of endless circling. God's deliverance often includes peace that does not match the circumstances. It is a gift. Lean into that peace. Let it steady your steps while the full rescue unfolds. You might notice small signs first: a helpful conversation, a timely verse, a sense of calm in the middle of chaos. These are hints that God is at work. Let us talk more about the idea of settlement. After the wandering, God leads them to a city where they could settle. This means a place of stability. Roots can go down. Life can flourish again. For us, settlement might look like renewed purpose in work, deeper connections in relationships, improved health and strength, or fresh spiritual vitality. It is the end of the aimless drifting and the beginning of thriving. The hunger and thirst mentioned remind us we were made for more than survival mode. We need real nourishment that lasts. God supplies that through His presence, His word, His people, and His promises. When we cry out, He often fills those deeper needs first, even before the external situation fully changes.
Looking back on the verse once more, some wandered in desert wastelands, finding no way to a city where they could settle. They were hungry and thirsty, and their lives ebbed away. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them from their distress. These words are short, but they carry so much. They cover the problem, the low point, the action, and the rescue, all in a few lines. This encourages us not to fear the wilderness completely. It can be a place of learning. Skills are developed, character grows, dependence on God deepens. What felt pointless gains meaning later. The key is keeping the cries going up and the eyes open for God's work. As we continue through this episode, remember that life has its cycles. Wilderness times come and go, but God's faithfulness is steady through every one. You are never alone in the sand. He walks with you. He listens. He acts. Let us consider another angle. The desert in Scripture is often a place of encounter. Provision appears in unexpected ways. Direction comes when least expected. Relationships with God grow stronger in the quiet emptiness. This turns the wilderness from a punishment into a setup for greater things. For anyone feeling stuck in repeating patterns, this verse brings freedom. You do not have to stay lost. You can cry out. You can receive deliverance. You can move toward settlement. It starts with that honest turn toward God. We have covered a lot of ground, but there is still more richness to draw out. Think about how this applies to decision-making. When options are unclear and every choice feels like more wandering, cry out for wisdom. God delivers by clarifying the next right step. In times of grief or loss, the wilderness can feel especially vast. The familiar landmarks are gone. Hunger for comfort and thirst for hope are strong. Lives feel like they are ebbing away. Yet God is the one who comforts and restores. Cry out and let Him lead you toward new seasons of settlement. Even in seasons of waiting, this psalm speaks. Waiting can feel like standing still in the desert heat. Progress is invisible, but calling on the Lord keeps the connection alive and prepares the way for breakthrough. The more we repeat these truths, the more they settle into our hearts. Wandering happens to all of us. Crying out works. Deliverance comes. Settlement follows. Strength returns. Hope rises. Take time this week to meditate on Psalm 107:4-6. Write it down. Pray it back to God. Share the verse with someone else who might be wandering too. This builds encouragement all around. As the episode winds down, remember the core message. Wandering happens. Crying out works. Deliverance comes. Hold these truths close. Thank you for joining me today. As always, it is a pleasure to spend this time with you. God bless, and until next time, courage. Thank you again. If you like what I do here, head on over to www.assembly